apparently, when she was driving, she tried the brakes and she ran into the back of a semi truck. Instant explosion. And when I saw the body, I can only describe it as a hot dog that had been on the grill for too long.
Well, the side buttons were stuck together.
Oh, well, easy fix. You have to lick them. Good old-fashioned saliva.
I guaranteed him that he would see a change in his score.
All of my accounts went to collections. I went from a 459 to a 349.
So you did see a change in your score.
Shouldn't be marrying a woman that can't understand simple math. Come on. Two little people equals one person. It's not that difficult.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys, for coming on my show. Can you do me a favor and just state your names and your occupations for the call?
Thank you for saying yes. Yeah, my name is Michael Jeffries, and if you don't mind me asking, what happened to the guest you had last week? He caught something from that other guy's glory hole.
Oh, well, last we heard, my team followed up with him, and he was paying the affliction forward, but he ended up getting caught, so he's serving some time right now.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, as far as my occupation, up until recently, I sort of worked as a realtor of sorts.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. I mean, you're the second realtor we've had on the show, so do you want to give the name of the company or the company that you used to work for?
I worked for Real Storage.
Okay, and that's the place where you can rent storage units, right? So tell me, how were you a realtor?
Well, yeah, so I checked people in, but that was only paying me $5 an hour, get them set up with their unit. So I would charge $250 per month if people wanted to live in their units.
Okay, smart business move. And the company still gets their cut. All right, so what about you, sir?
Oh, my name is Gerod Oakley, sir, and I'm a plumber.
Okay, well, we've never actually had a licensed plumber on the show before, so that's pretty cool.
And you still haven't. I'm not actually allowed to practice in states that are, united. Anyway.
Oh, this should be fun then. So who wants to go first? Why are we here?
Yeah, so I'm bringing Gerod here because, he basically cost me my job.
Sure. So let's start from the beginning. What's up?
Yeah, so I met Gerod about 5 months ago. He signed up with Real Storage. From the looks of him, I figured he was going to be a new tenant. So when it was closing time, I go over to his unit to collect. I got to get my rent money.
Right, because not because he's trying to sleep or anything like that, and he's probably at the lowest point of his life. But hey, let's further kick him while he's down, right?
He can't sleep until after he's paid up. So I get to Gerod's unit, and yeah, just as I expected, he's living there. Whole setup and everything: TV, refrigerator, couch. And
he comes around and tells me that I have to pay for his silence. I want $250 a month cash in hand. I'm already paying $29.99 every month, and we're supposed to get another $250. And he gave me 3 days to get the money, and I stressed me out a little bit. And
understand. And you don't see a problem with this at all, Mike?
Well, he has the money though, so I knew he knew how to get it, and that's not even the issue. Okay, well, if for nothing else, Gerod stayed up on his payments. I was pleased with that.
All right, well, let me go to you then, Gerod. What's it like living in a storage facility?
Well, it's really not so bad, actually. It gets really, really, really cold in that, but the rats come in and they cuddle up with you when you're sleeping, so that's kind of nice. Fuzzy and whatnot. And then I think with the 70 people living there, the hardest part really is staying away from the gangs.
The gangs. So describe them. What are these gangs like, storage facility gangs like?
Well, it's like you got some people that are on this side of the facility and some that are on that side of the facility. And if you watch a lot of reality TV, I've seen a lot of crossover and a lot of casualties.
All right. I never would have guessed it'd be that hard living in a storage facility. I thought everybody kind of, just stuck to themselves. But here, apparently you managed to stay out of sight. And I'm assuming that there probably weren't any bathrooms in the individual unit. So how did you manage to use a bathroom?
Well, so what I learned is that a bucket can be your best friend really at the end of the night. And it got to the point where I was getting sick from my own fumes. My throat was closing up and I was getting headaches and not sleeping well. And so I figured, you know, if I'm going to live here, I got to fully commit.
Fully. And what does fully commit mean?
Well, I had to build a toilet of some sort. I mean, I had baby wipes, so I kept myself nice and clean every day, but not having a toilet was really my biggest issue.
Okay.
Yeah. So one day, he rented a whole bunch of tools, including I think like a jackhammer. And that night he hit a water line, jackhammering into the concrete.
See, I was right on the mark.
And what's next? What ended up happening?
Well, yeah. So it was the middle of the night, and no one was there to stop the flooding. So he ended up flooding the whole facility. The owner had to file for bankruptcy. Yeah. Along with that, everyone who was living there had to move out immediately.
And Michael, how did all this get back to you?
Well, some people started coming to me asking for a refund on their rent. And then the owner, he checked the tapes and saw me taking money from the tenants, and he kind of put two and two together, figured this out.
Gotcha. So what are you trying to get from Gerod? I mean, what can you possibly get from him at this point?
Well, I mean, because of Gerod, I ended up losing my job.
I'm sorry. The owner had to file for bankruptcy. Everyone was forced to move out, homeless, worse off than they were before because now all their stuff is flooded. And all that happened to you was that you lost your job. I don't know. It kind of seems like your problem doesn't rank that high. I mean, that's it?
Yeah, well, okay. Not only did I lose my job,
Yeah.
but I lost all 70 of these paying clients, cash paying clients per month. So Gerod owes me. It's clear. I mean,
well, we'll circle back around to that. But Gerod, what ended up happening with you? And what's going on with you now?
Well, actually, I'm doing okay right now. I found myself a sugar mama online, and well, I put my plumbing services on Craigslist, and I got this chick to hire me, and I've been fixing her pipes now the last 3 months. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know.
All right, so you bounced back. That's great. Let's go. Let's get back to you. So let's say, Michael, we live in a world where, I don't know, your logic makes sense. What can Gerod do for you?
well, I mean, I'm not looking for much. And he is a plumber, right? So,
Is he though?
well, so yeah, I just moved into our first house, me and my girlfriend, and she really wants this like bathroom in the basement. You know, I'm upstairs, and she likes to just spend some time down there. And it's gonna cost like $5K, but I told her I had a favor that I could call in, and so sure enough.
Look, man, I do feel bad. I really do that you lost your job. Woe is me. But I can definitely, well, no, I really can't install a bathroom. I don't think. I mean, legally, I'm not supposed to be around anything with moving parts anyway.
You think?
Yeah, well, I understand. I was just thinking that since I put you up in the storage unit for a couple months, and I never told the owner who started this flood, that you'd help me out just a little bit. Like,
Look, Michael, as a mediator, keeping you guys out of court, in my experience, this might be something that you just want to let go. You know, honestly, we have a saying in the legal world that sometimes the cheap turns out expensive. So I would just cut my losses, kind of move on, you know, pay the $5K, you know, for a real install and move on.
yeah. Well, at this point, I really just want my girlfriend to be happy. You know, this move's been hard, and she's just been acting a little weird. And I told her whatever happens, you know, this favor of mine is on her, and so she's okay with that. You know.
So if he destroys your place, you're going to blame it on her because this is what she wants, basically.
I mean, yeah. So there's really no pressure for Gerod. In essence, he can just do his best, and then she and we're going to be satisfied.
Do you have home insurance?
That's not what you want.
Yeah, we got a full home insurance. Yeah, I don't know why you'd want to
Well,
know.
all right then. Well, say less. I mean, that no pressure too. I'll do it, but your girlfriend seems really, really, really nice. And
Yeah, well,
yeah.
thank you, Jared. That's great. And Ryan, I think we've come to an agreement here. So thanks, man.
Hey, no problem, no problem. And here, since we're talking about plumbing and you seem to be a plumber, I got some bubbles stuck inside me from a jacuzzi accident like 10 years ago.